So good morning. Today in this section we shall discuss about the concept of strings in C. See, let us see the contents of the discussion. Applications of string, the concept of string in C programming, string manipulation functions, some of the C programs for string manipulation operations. So the concept of string can be used in everywhere. So it has plenty of uses in a computer science and engineering field. So some of the real world application I have listed here. So implementing spelling checkers. So there the concept of strings will be used. Designing search engines and converting uppercase letters of a string to the lowercase and vice versa, and string matching algorithms. So here I have taken few examples. So the Google search uses a string concept for matching and extracting the information from the World Wide Web. And one more example which I have taken from the Microsoft Word. So we have an option for changing the sentence case. So converting uppercase into lowercase. Similarly, converting lowercase into uppercase and capitalizing each word. So we have one more option in Microsoft application. So toggle case conversion. So these are the some of the examples. So let us define what is string. A string is a sequence of characters. A sequence of character means the characters which are stored consecutively. A string is also called as an array of characters. So in string there is multiple characters will be present, and the string is enclosed within a double quote. Say, even though a single character which is enclosed in double quote, that is treated as a string. So this is a string. Suppose if I write a single character in a single quote, this is, we consider it as what here, array. So one thing we have to observe is whatever the information we enclose within a double quote, that is treated as a string. See some of the examples we have taken here. See all the characters enclosed within a double quote. So this is a string. See, this is actually the number, but since it is enclosed within a double quote, so it is treated as string. And this particular variable includes the alphanumerical characters, but enclosed within a double quote, so this is also treated as a string. So all these are examples of string. So one question which arises for the beginner, then how to we can have a string within a program, how we can have a strings and how we can apply the manipulation operations on the string. Say for example, suppose if I want to convert uppercase into lowercase, how I can do by writing a program. So before we write the program for applying string manipulation operations, first we have to have a string within our program. So a string can be implemented in a C program by using the character data type and also using the array concept here. So we can obtain a string by declaring array of character. So instead of declaring, say for example, char, suppose if I declare C, so it means what here, the C is a variable which holds only one character, that is the meaning. Suppose if I want to have a string, then we can declare a string by using character data type. So that variable should be what here, array type. See here we have declared a C is of type what here? Array. So it means that, so the C is a variable, so which is capable of holding an array of character. So we can say the C is what here? The string. Here the C is what here? The character. So let us see how the strings are declared and initialized. See, every variable before we use in a program, it must be declared. If necessary, we have to initialize those variables. See, the string can be declared in a program by following this particular syntax. So here this is what here? The name of the variable. This is a size of the variable, maximum size of the characters. So this particular segment is called as what here? Array of the characters. So the data type is what here? Character. See here, string variable is any valid variable name. Let us take an example. See, we have declared a variable. The size is how much here? 15. Means this particular variable is considered as a string, so which is capable of holding maximum 15 characters. See, immediately after declaration, we are initializing this particular value to the string str. So the string str is declared by using what here? Character data type. So it means str is a character data type and it can hold the sequence of maximum 15 characters. So immediately after declaration, we have initialized by using this particular value. So here what happens when this particular statement is executed? A memory locations will be created, so which are consecutive. So this is the name of the variable. So all these are index values. So the first index value is holding I, second index value holding what here? N, third index value is holding what here? 2, so on. See, the last index value, the 12th index value is holding what here? Last character, and thereafter null character is appended to the string variable to indicate this is the end of the string. So the null indicates the end of the string. Okay, and after the null character, whatever the characters which are present, all those will be ignored. So let us consider few more examples. See, here we have declared a variable name of type character. So the maximum size is how much here? 25. So means a name is what here now? A string. How much character it can hold? Maximum 25 characters. Immediately after declaration, we have initialized. So the memory is constructed in this manner. So all the characters will be stored sequentially, and the last location. So the see after initialization, the last location will be having what here? Null, to indicate the end of the string. So here one more variable we have declared, and this is respective memory location, and evsn is one of the string variable, and this is initialized with what here? This particular value. So now let us see what is this runtime initialization. See here what happened, all these values are initialized in advance. Okay, as soon as the variable is declared, the particular value is initialized. So here also immediately after declaration, the value is initialized. So this method is called as what here? Compile time initialization. So if we know in advance what value has to be stored in a string variable, then we can initialize that particular string variable by using compile time initialization method. So in case of runtime initialization, if we don't know in advance what value has to be initialized, what value has to be passed to the string, that time what we do, we will use runtime initialization method. So here we have declared a string variable the maximum size is how much here, 10, and this is of character type. So what we do, we will sequentially read individual character and we will store it in the particular string variable using what here, index value, that is represented by I. So initially I value is how much here, 0. So 0 is less than 10, the condition is true. So str of I is nothing but what here, this particular location. So whatever the character, whatever the single character which is read from the keyboard, that is stored in this particular location. So again I value is incremented by 1. So I value becomes 1, 1 is less than 10. So we will read next character and we will store it into this location. So when I value is 9 like this, so all these values will be stored. Whenever the I value is 9, so 9 is less than 10, the condition is true. Next, whatever the character which is read, that will be stored in this location. So once the I value is 10, so 10 is less than 10, so the condition is what here, failed, it will come out from the loop. So immediately after coming out from the loop, so what we do, we will write this statement to append the null character manually, so at the 9th location. So this particular statement will append a null character, right? So after that we will display the content of the string, that information will be displayed on the screen here. This process is called as what here, runtime initialization. So let us see the difference between, as I told already, so whatever the information we enclose within a single quote, so here only one character is there, this is enclosed in single quote, so this is a character. Here also only one character is there, but it is enclosed within double quote, so this is treated as string. And here null character, so double quote, we don't have any value specified here, so this is called as what here, null string here. So in this case we will use %c. So in this case we will use %s, right? So this is also we use what here, %s, right? So next we shall see how the input and output functions are used with strings, right? So reading and writing a strings by using following IO functions. So we will use the following two category of the functions to read and write, nothing but display the information on the screen. So let us see the first one. The scanf reads a string until a white space found from the keyboard. So we have declared, let us consider an example. So we have declared a string name as my string. The maximum size is how much here, 100, means 100 characters can be stored in this particular string, and we are reading a value from the keyboard. So here what happens, during when we enter the value, so that time suppose if I give a white space, then what will happen, so only it will consider the string till the white space. Whenever the white space appears, after white space whatever the information that is there, no, it will not consider. So let us take an example. So assume I want to give a value, say CSC white space DEPT. So assume this is my input. So here what happens, the scanf will only read the string till the white space. So here white space is there, so only it will store the CSC inside this particular variable. So this is one of the problem of the scanf. So let us take an example. So we have declared, so this is not required, so maximum 5 characters it will store. So we have declared a string and we will ask the user to enter a string. So what user will do, user will enter this particular string here, okay, and that is stored. So here there is a white space between Alice and Bob, so only Alice will be stored in a name variable, and whenever we call printf function, the content of name, so the content of name is what here, Alice, that is going to display on the screen. So this is what here the output. And we have one more function, that is getS. So this function reads a string until the user press enter key. So this is very important. So it doesn't consider the white space between the words here. So even though there is a white space in an input, it will consider. So it will stop reading a string only when the user presses a enter key. So let us take an example. Here the same program, the name is declared with maximum number of characters is 25. So we will ask the user to enter the name. So what user will do? User will enter the input as a Alice and Bob. So after entering, he will press a enter key. So what happens here, whenever he press a enter key, all this information will be stored in a name, right? So this is because of what here, getS. So getS will consider only enter key for stopping the reading from the keyboard. So next what we do, we will first display the hello word. After that we will read a content of name. The content of name is Alice and Bob, that is going to display on the screen. So this is what here the output when the printf function is executed, putS function is executed. And let us see one more. Before this, let us see two functions. Printf function is used to display the information on the screen in a different formats with appropriate message. So so we can right justify, left justify using what here, printf function. So in which format we want, in that format we can display the string information on the screen by using printf function. So whereas putS function is used to display only the string on the monitor or screen without any format of a string. So directly whatever the content is there, that is going to display on the screen without any formatting options. So if you want to format a string before displaying it on the screen, then you can choose printf function. Otherwise you can use putS function. So now let us see what are the different string manipulation functions. So C supports different string handling functions to perform the different operations on the string. So let us consider, I want to find the number of the characters present in a string, the length of the string. So directly you can calculate by applying some of the string handling functions which are present in string.h header file. So similarly, I want to convert the uppercase letter into lowercase letter. So we have a function for it, we can use it. So I want to compare whether two strings are similar or not. So this is also possible by using some of the standard functions which are present in string.h header file. See, let us see those functions in detail in the next section, right? So here these are what here the sum of the functions which are listed for manipulating the string, manipulating the content of the string variable. See here the string length is used to find the length of the string. String copy is used to copy the content of one string to the another string. String strncpy, so this is used to copy the first n characters from the source strings to the destination string. strcmp is used to compare two strings for their similarity. strncmp, it compares two strings by considering the characters, how many characters we have to compare. So stringcat is used to concatenate two strings. String ncat is used to concatenate n characters from the source strings to the source string to the destination string, and string upper will convert all the character into uppercase, string lower will convert all the character into lowercase, and finally string reverse will find the reverse of a given string. So let us see these functions in detail one by one. So the string length, it returns the number of the characters in a given string. So the syntax is you have to use the string len function, and you have to pass the string for which you want to find the length of the string. So example is we have declared a length variable of type int. So length len equal to strlen, and this is what here our string here. So the result is how much here? 3, means this particular string is having 3 characters. See what, let us write a program for the same. So we have declared a string variable to hold the string information, and the length variable of type int. So we will ask the user to enter the string. So what user will do? User will enter the string. That string is read by getS function, and vt is stored in this particular string variable, and we are finding length of the string, and this function will return the number of the characters, nothing but 3 to this variable. So the length variable will be having 3. So later we are displaying the content of length variable, that is what here 3. So next we shall see the function string copy. So it copies the content of source string to the another destination string variable. So the syntax is string copy function. This is destination string, and this is what here source string. So here we have taken 2 string variable str1 and str2. So we want to copy the content of string str1 to what here str2. So the syntax, using the function, how we call the function? strcpy str2 comma str1. So str1 content is copied into str2. So we are displaying the content of str2. So str2 is having a value, that is vtu. Next, string n copy. So n copy means what here? Even we can restrict the number of the characters to copy from source to the destination. So we have to the same syntax, string copy, so destination comma source string, and we have to specify what here? The number of the character. The number of the character will be present in n here. So string 1 is having a value technology, string 2 is what here? Empty here. So we are calling strn, it should be strncpy. So str2 comma str1. So 4 means what? Only 4 characters from string 1 is copied to the string 2. So after that we are displaying the content of str2, nothing but only 4 character is copied. So instead of copying entire string from source 1 to the source 2, only 4 characters are copying here. Next, string compare. It is used to compare 2 strings whether they are equal or not. So string strcmp, string 1 and string 2. We are comparing string 1 with what here? String 2. So here this is first string, this is second string, and we are writing what here? We are storing result in temp strcmp str1 comma str2. So str1 is what here? vtu. str2 is what here? It is also vtu. So both are what here? Same. So if both the strings are same, then it will hold a value temp as a what here? 0. So next let us consider another example. String 1 is 25, this is ant. String 2 is what here? Cat here. So we are comparing these two. So here the first character of string 1 is compared with what here? First character of string 2. So how it will do the comparison? The ASCII value of A is subtracted with what here? The ASCII value is A is subtracted with what here? ASCII value of C. So ASCII value of A is 65, ASCII value of C is what here? 67. So when it is subtracted, it will get, we get what here? -2. So that -2 is present in temp here. So it indicates the string 1 and string 2 is not equal. So if string 1 and string 2 is equal, then it will return what here? 0. So it returns 0, otherwise it will return what here? Non-zero. And string n compare, so instead of comparing whole string, we can also restrict to number of the characters. So here we have to specify string 1, string 2 and the number of the character we want to compare. So here in this example, so we are comparing only first 3 characters of string 1 and string 2. So first 3 characters are here matching. So that's why the value of temp is what here? 0. So Stringcat it is used to concatenate or join two strings into a single string. So what we are doing, this is Stringcat string 1 and string 2. So we want to combine the content of string 1 to what here? String 2. Okay. So here we are calling the function Stringcat, and after that we are copying the content of combined string to what here? String 3. So we are displaying the content of string 3. So even we can also concatenate the n characters also, number of the characters specified by the user. So here we want to concatenate only two strings, two characters of string 1 and string 2. So that this is what here? The first two character of the string 1 is concatenated with what here? First two characters of string 2. Right, and that is copied to what here? String 3 here. So next next is what here? String rev. Suppose if I want to reverse a given string, then we have to call in this way, that is strrev. We have to pass the string for which we want to reverse, right? So here we are calling this function and we are displaying what here? The content of str1 here. And next string upper function, so it converts a character of a given string into uppercase. So we have to call in this manner strupr and we have to pass the string. So here this is our string and it is initialized with the value computer. So we are calling this strupr and we are passing a string variable. So finally we are displaying what here? The content of str1. So initially it was having lowercase letters. After strupr function is executed, now all the characters are converted into capital letters. And string lower, it converts the character of a given string into lowercase. So we have to call the function in this way. Initially we are storing in a capital letter and we are calling the function strlwr and we are displaying the content of str1. So in next section we shall discuss some of the programs for finding the length of the string, how to copy the content of string 1 to string 2 without using these built-in functions. Thank you.